So as you guys can see, by following the rules of my simple trading system, we are already up $2,800 on this EuroUSD scalp in literally just 1 hour. So in today's video, I'm going to take you guys through a live trading session. I'm going to show you guys my entries, exits, my thought processes behind them, and overall keep you guys up to date on what we are working on for the private team. I trade on a live account. I show all my broker statements inside my Discord. I'm the only trader that openly shows verified track record. So let's get after it. Okay, good morning. It's currently just past 9. Oh, I didn't trade yesterday. It's Tuesday morning. Let's see what's going on. Starting off with the first watch list item, US30 on the daily. Seems like we dropped down off of the initial spot we sold last Friday, or was it Thursday, something. So we came down. Now we're finding support again off of this level on US30, which is something to take note of. Let's go down to the smaller time frames. So clearly we're going up, but we're kind of floating in the middle of this key consolidation zone, which I don't really like taking trades in that area. But the most probable thing that's going to be happening here is, for scalping purposes, it looks like we are rejecting off the top here. So it's probable that it's probably going to be pushing up and hitting the top of this area before it decides to come back down again. So like if you wanted to be super conservative, you could put your stops right below there. Let's go down in the 5-minute for US30. Like, this is a terrible spot to get in the trade because we don't know if it's going to be dropping down more right now or if it's going to continue dropping or pushing up. So for the time being, I'm not looking for anything on US30 really. I guess this kind of plays to my entry model by coming out and then coming back for a retest and showing signs of rejections back up, but it's just like floating in the middle of a small consolidation area, which I don't really like. US or Euro USD now. I'm still in this big macro trade on my bigger accounts. A little bit in profit on it. Just looking for it to drop back down, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for scalps. So it looks like we're still assuming the overall downtrend here. Clearly, if you guys can't see, the next spot I would be looking to enter another position would be signs of rejections off of this area, which it looks like we did get it, but we are also showing big signs of rejections off this price point too for some reason. So we'd have to be wary about that. We'd have to be wary about the momentum being pushed up right now and see where it wants to come back down. But this is a pretty good spot to enter if we start to show signs of rejections back down for scalping purposes. So if we get a couple red 5-minute candle closes to the downside here, I'd be inclined to take a position like this, but we'll wait to see. I'm going to put an alert here because this looks interesting. Moving on to Solana. Solana seems like it's flying to the top side right now. We're still bouncing around in this daily consolidation zone. I'm still in my massive investor trade, which I took, where did I take it? I took it right here. So I'm still in this massive investor trade. We've been swinging it for like a week, and my swap fees and commissions and stuff and fees just in general are fucking ridiculous on it. But if we do finally break above here, it'll have a massive payoff for me and my investors, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for scalps on this account and for this YouTube video, I suppose, as well. Nothing. It would be super risky to join in on this momentum, but I guess if you're super risky, you could, but I'm not going to. Bitcoin is usually the main driving force behind crypto markets. So if Solana is shooting up like that, usually means Bitcoin is too. And before we were using this level to trade off of last week, and clearly it's still holding merit because we used it for resistance yet again for a trade. And now what we'd be waiting for is for it to do something like this, which would be it coming down for a retest and then showing signs of rejections back up, and then we could long it. We could long it off the signs of rejections back up, coming back to the highs, something like that. So I'll set alert for this support resistance level on Bitcoin because that's interesting as well. GU, let's go on the daily. This is pretty much matches EuroUSD for what it's doing, but this looks very healthy for sells on the macro side of things off the daily chart. Do something like that. But for scalping purposes, it still looks healthy to enter in a sell if we start to show signs of rejections off of this price point on the hour. So, and obviously we've gotten a couple touches and we have a couple rejections off of it. So the next thing I'd be looking for is to enter a continuation sell off of it if it comes back up for a retest. So I have an alert set right there. USD CAD on the daily. It might be starting to show signs of rejections of coming back up and filling this imbalance right there. So we're going to have to go on the smaller time frames and look for spots to get in on, which this is a pretty solid area to get in on because it came down for a retest, and now it's showing signs of rejections back up. But it is showing signs of rejections off of this red line, which I forget what we have there. Oh, it's previous consolidation / support resistance levels of importance. That's usually why I have red lines marked out randomly, and that's usually what's going on, and that is what's going on right here. So we're showing signs of rejections for scalping purposes. If we come back into this blue area and start to show signs of rejections back up, I would be interested in buying it. Something like this, maybe back to the red line for my first TP, stops below there, something like that. So I'll set an alert for this. As of right now, no trades really lining up with anything. We're just kind of have to wait for market to develop. EuroUSD might be getting a trade soon. GU maybe as well. USD CAD maybe as well, but we can't really do anything until market develops a bit. And it is, for EuroUSD specifically, it is kind of later in the session because the most movement happens during market open, which for me is 7:30 and it's almost 9:30, so 2 hours after that. So like market open was like right here for me, and clearly there was volatility, but now it's probably going to die down a bit. But we'll see if this pushes up and then starts to show signs of rejections back down so that we can enter. US 30 still has volatility right now, but I do not know if I want to take in the middle of a consolidation zone trade. Obviously this is the middle way resistance support level. We used it for support here, use it for resistance under, use it for support here. Now we're using it for resistance here. So I guess for scalping purposes on the 1 minute, if we start to show signs of rejections down here, I suppose we could take a risky as fuck sell, like a scalp on the 1 minute. So that would be like the only trade I'd be looking for right now until my alerts get hit on the other markets that I watch. So that's pretty much the breakdown of the trades and what I'm looking for. So we just need to wait for market to develop, and obviously if I end up taking something, I will let you guys know. All right guys, I'm in two positions. I'm on a EuroUSD short and then also a US 30 short. Just aiming for something like this. I'm risking like 500 on the US 30. I'm risking like 700 on the EuroUSD. And just waiting to see what happens, I suppose. The only one that's in profit right now is the US 30. EuroUSD is not in profit. So pretty tight stop for both of them, just because it is risky to be trading these markets right now, because there isn't really a lot of good confirmations for these trades. But either way, still good enough to see if we can risk it for the biscuit. So hopefully we get a massive sell-off on both of them off of these little areas that I have marked out, but we will see what happens. The US 31, if it hits full take profit, it'll be $2,000. And then if the EuroUSD one hits full take profit, it'll be $4,000. But it looks like we're going to get stopped out on the EuroUSD one already. And the reason why these are risky, because there isn't much confirmation, because obviously I entered off of this 5-minute candle close right here, which isn't even a red candle, which doesn't even fit to my entry model, but it's a big FOMO entry because I thought it was going to have an impulsive move down, but it looks like we're starting to push back up to get stopped out. So scrap that. I'm actually risking 1,000, not 800 on the EuroUSD trade. So the stop loss area is true on TradingView. So I'm thinking right now, when I first entered these trades, I thought EuroUSD looked healthier, but it seems like US 30 is actually playing out to what I wanted to happen. Be mindful though that this blue area marked out on US 30 has been used continuously as support and resistance. If price is above it, it's using it as support, which it obviously was above it. And if it was below it, it was using it as resistance. So this is a risky trade nonetheless, because we were trading above the zone, which would mean price is going to use this price point as a support rather than so the probability of it rejecting off of it somewhere right here and going back up is higher than it continuing to drop back down. So US 30 was a riskier trade than the EuroUSD one, especially since EuroUSD is an overall downtrend and US 30 for the past little bit has been in an overall uptrend. So we're already up almost $1,000 on the US 30 trade. It's continuing to push down quite healthily, which is good. If we do end up pushing into $1,000 profit on the US 30 trade, I'm going to be trailing my stop to be locking in $500 and eliminating my risk on it. So since we have candle closes below this support resistance level on US 30, since it's having a little push up right now, since we were trading below it, if it starts to use this zone as a resistance level now, which it kind of looks like it is, this US 30 trade is looking incredibly healthy if that turns out to be true. We're starting to get a push down on US 30 here. If this candle closes in 5 seconds over $1,000 profit, I'm going to trail my stop and eliminate my risk to zero to lock in at the very least $500 on the US 30 trade. The EuroUSD trade isn't moving much. That tends to happen after like 9 o'clock my time because the volatility is down in this market. So I'm going to trail my stop and eliminate my risk entirely on this US 30 trade. And we will see if it plays out to the trailing stop or if it hits full take profit for $2,000. We're starting to get a push down on EuroUSD now. Same thing with the US 30 trade. If we get candle closes around the $1,000 profit mark, I will trail my stop and eliminate my risk at $500 profit. So on both trades, we'd be locking in $500 profit at the very least and $1,000 overall for the day. So on the US 30 trade, we're kind of floating around take profit around all of these support levels right here on the 1 minute chart. So if we start to show signs of rejections like we are right now, I might just close it, but I also might just trail my stop down below even more to lock in more profit. So I think I'm just going to close the trade on US30 manually right now for, let's see what I closed. My exit was 1756. So somewhere around there. So we closed the US30 trade for 1756. It still looks healthy to continue dropping, but since we are kind of showing a little bit of resistance here, that's why I closed it. But it looks like it's starting to come back down right now. But $1,700 is $1,700. I'm going to journal that really quick, and then we will see what happens with the EuroUSD trade. So US30 would have hit full take profit if I stayed in it for $2,000, but I'm still good with the 1756 as well. And it looks like it's going to continue dropping. So realistically, I probably should have kept on trailing my stop and then let the trailing stop take me out rather than manually closing it for 1756. But either way, $1,700 is $1,700. Now we're just waiting to see what happens with the EuroUSD trade. We're having a big push down on it as well. We're currently up $1,000 on it. And if this 5-minute candle closes red in the next couple minutes, I'm going to trail my stop on it, eliminate my risk at $500. So we're getting a massive push down on EuroUSD right now, exactly what I wanted to see off of this little level right here. It's looking incredibly healthy. 2 more minutes before I trail my stop. But since we are quite a bit in profit, I think it might be smart to trail it right now, even if it is just somewhere like over here, like above these most recent 5-minute candle closes. But we will see if I do that or not. I like to go in $500 increments on my trades with my trailing stop. So if we close $500 above $1,000, which it looks like we are since we're getting a massive push down still, I'm going to be trailing my stop to $1,000 profit instead of just 500 on this EuroUSD trade. We're getting crazy good movement down. And if you guys were wondering, yes, we're missing out on even more profits on US30 since I closed it early instead of trailing my stop. But that's okay. At the very least, we are making $1,700 today. And since this candle closed, we're going to be making at the very least $2,700 today. I'm trailing my stop now, eliminating my risk at $1,000 profit on this EuroUSD trade. So my trailing stop is around this-ish area. Our risk is completely eliminated. Move my alert to my trailing stop area, and then also I have an alert set here for the support level right here. And now we just wait to see if we get stopped out for $1,000 profit, or if we continue pushing down for the full take profit of $4,000. And since there is a lot of selling pressure right now, I am not going to close this until it either hits my trailing stop or my full take profit. So we pushed down even more into profit on EuroUSD. I'm going to trail my stop yet again to lock in $2,000 profit at the very least, which is going to be a crazy trading day for myself. So at the very least, we're making over $3,000, almost $4,000, including the US30 trade. So I just trailed my stop to lock in at least $2,000, and that trailed stop is right around here now. So I'm going to trail my stop again just a little bit more to lock in 2,500 on this EuroUSD trade. Our trailing stop was just hit for $2,520 profit. I'm going to journal this, and then I'm going to break down the trades for you one last time. So the first trade was a US30 sell. Clearly, we missed out on a lot more profit than what we should have gotten. The breakdown of this one was we were bouncing around this 1 hour key consolidation zone and started to show signs of rejections off of this 1 hour support / resistance level to the downside on the 5-minute and then also on the 1 minute. So I entered shorts off of it. It was pretty much a sniper entry for this entire move. The reason why I closed it right here is because we started to show signs of rejections back up off of these 1 minute support levels right here. And since this is a scalp, you have to take those in consideration. Obviously, the fault on my part is that I should have just kept on trailing my stop loss below or above the most recent highs, and this could have been like a $15,000-ish trade, but it is what it is. We still got out with $1,700. Now let's go check out the second trade of the session. The second trade of the session was another short on EuroUSD this time, and it was pretty much the same analysis as the US 31. We started to show signs of rejections off of a 1 hour support/resistance level. It played exactly to my entry model off of the retest and rejection type of it. And obviously it came up, started to show signs of rejections, so we entered, and clearly it's still dropping down below. I just trailed my stop pretty tight so that I could lock in as much profit as possible without the possibility of it turning. But honestly, since we are in an overall downtrend, it still looks healthy to continue pushing back down. Overall, I should just keep on trailing my stop a little bit looser on both of these trades, and we could be up over $20,000 on this one single trading day. But I'm still good with these two trades because they were both winners, and our total net P&L for the day is $4,276 in literally a couple hours. So I'm not upset about that. Obviously, it's a FOMO mindset to think that you are losing out on profits when these type of moves happen every single day. So don't get in that mindset. We are up for the day. I'm done for it. And a little bit of advice for you guys. When you guys are feeling like you guys missed out on most of the move and cut the trades early, that usually makes beginners especially start trading again and give up their $4,000 profit or whatever profit they have made for the day back to the market. We've won for the day. I'm done. I'm good with $4,000, even though it could have been something like $20,000. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. If you guys like this type of video, like, subscribe, and obviously join the Discord if you guys want access to all of these trade ideas in real time as well.